welcome back to another Araquin Caladrim Monster Mash video, and guess who we've got on the table today? Yes, this is it. We've got Smaug, the Desolator of the North, and the mighty Sauron, because we just decided it was time to get them on the table. And we've had a couple of comments about when are we going to include these guys. There's obvious reasons why we're not including them against things like Shelob, or the Spider Queen, or Bert, or Tom, or Bill, but hey, why not? We'll stick them up against each other. So, we're going to have some fun with this one. These are the two models. We've got some fancy dice we're going to show you. We've got our new fancy dice markers, our Might Will Fate trackers that we'll show you. We've got the books ready to go. And here's Estenis and we're ready to have some fun. He's going to play Sauron today. I'm going to play Smaug. We'll show you their profiles. This should be a lot of fun. So here's my Sauron. Pretty happy with how this guy turned out. He's just nice and evil and wicked looking, and he's got a bit of purple and a not so fancy base, but he's fun. Today he's going to be throwing the Eye of Sauron dice. This is a Vortex red pattern from Chessex with gold pips and an eye logo on there that I made. Yes, I did actually make that myself. And the Might Will Fate trackers, we'll get into their stat line in a minute, but that's it. He's got 5 wounds, he's got 3 might, he's got 6 will and a free 1 per turn, and special rules galore. We'll go through all that. Here's Smaug's dice. This is the Phantom pattern. Phantom, oh, there's another name for that, my goodness. I better look that up again and put it in the comments later. So this is Phantom from Chessex, again, with a dragon icon that we put on there. This is one we picked up off of someone very talented on GBHL. This is a Scarab Jade pattern from Chessex with a logo that's kind of like a Felbeast with wings. Sorry, a dragon, like a worm-style dragon with some wings added, Felbeast-style wings added. So there we go, a couple of dragon dice. And that's how many attacks Smaug has, so we're going to need those later. That's all 20 wounds for Smaug listed on there with 3 might and 6 will. Again, another free will per turn. We'll show you that in their profiles. This Smaug model is quite something. I had a friend help paint this one up. I was just tight on time and I didn't want to take the chance, and he did a beautiful job on it, and I'm really happy with it. It does have an Arkenstone. For any of you who do not have the Smaug model, we'll just give you a little tour here. There's other people that have done a much better job than me. But there's Bilbo. Very special sculpt of Bilbo, Master Burglar, hiding underneath Smaug, trying to get in there and get the Arkenstone. There is an Arkenstone on this base. Excuse my hands shading everything here. There's so much to see in this model. It's incredibly detailed. And hiding right down in the middle in there, you may not be able to see it, but there is a little bit of blue shine that we've put in on some of these gems. Yeah, look at that, I can't even see it right now. Beautiful, beautiful sculpt. There's so much detail in this sculpt. It is the biggest model in the range by a wide margin. There are a whole lot of people in the league who have this model now. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
That's the Arkenstone right in there. And he is a lot of fun to play. He's a cheesy model, and he's got so many special rules. He is easily worth his 700 points, and is miserable to try to ever beat. Let's take a quick look at his profile.
We want to do Smaug first?
Oh, you got Sauron ready. Let's do Sauron first.
All right. So Sauron's at a major points disadvantage here, 300 points down. Tier for him. I think he can handle it anyway.
Yeah, let's slide this over into the light.
Sure thing.
You hold that good while I try to hold the camera?
6-inch move, even though he's like 10 feet tall. Fight 9, Strength 8, Defense 10, 4 attacks, 5 wounds, and Courage 7. That is one of the toughest stat lines in the game right there.
Easily worth his points.
Oh, yeah. 3 might, nothing fancy there. 6 will, and because of his Lord of the Rings special rule, he gets a free 1 each turn. The double asterisk is because of his ring, the 1 ring. So pretty much every time he dies, he gets to roll a dice, and on a 2+, he just decides he's not done yet, and he gets to come back and keep fighting. He can, in fact, might this roll. So if he just saves his might for that, he's got to roll 4 1s in a row to die. So,
which is kind of crazy. Which is part of the reason why we think he's a fair fight, even at a several 100-point disadvantage from Smaug. We think he can maybe take him. So we'll give that a shot. What else do you want to talk about here? Heroics.
He has Heroic Channeling, Strike, Strength, and Challenge. Heroic Strike may or may not actually be a big deal in this fight, as he's probably saving his might for the ring rolls. And in addition to that, he does have the higher fight value, as we will see in a sec. Ancient Evil and Terror means that he's got an 8-inch bubble of -1 Courage, and people have to take Courage tests to charge him.
Unless you're Smaug.
Who is fearless, yes, so that doesn't really matter. Dark Lord, he automatically has to be the leader of your army because he is the Dark Lord of all the rings and all the nastiness in this world. Unstoppable and the Flames of Evil are two special brutal power attacks that he has. Unstoppable is from that scene in the movie where he just sweeps his mace and just sends a whole bunch of Numenorians and elves just flying. He pretty much gets to use a flail, and he just does one strike against every model in the fight, including those that were Spear Pike supporting.
Can cause a mess real quick with that one
yeah.
if he's up against armies. This time it won't be relevant, but that's a big deal if you table him against armies.
This rule is kind of broken in the matchup that we're doing right here. Sauron makes a single strike against a single infantry or cavalry model engaged in the fight. If this is a cavalry model, then only the rider will be affected. And if this model survives the 1 Strength 8 strike, they are set ablaze and immediately suffer another Strength 9 hit in addition to a Strength 5 hit at the end of every turn, unless they stop, drop, and roll. And the big hole in this rule is that it says infantry keyword.
We'll get to that in a moment, but just if you happen to be in a tournament environment and 2 different people take Sauron, one Sauron could pick up and light the other on fire, which would be the cheesiest move of all time, but it would be this is what happens when you get new rules. They did a great job putting these rules together, but there you go. You can light an infantry on fire. And that comes from stuff that's in the book that didn't actually happen in the movie, but this is in fact what he did to Elendil, and this is what he was planning on doing to Isildur at the big battle at Mount Doom in the Second Age, which is why Isildur was sort of cowering on the ground and Sauron was reaching down for him in that exposed way where Isildur could cut his ring off. What he was actually planning on doing is picking him up and burning him to a pulp in front of everyone. Sorry, I said Elendil. He didn't do that to Elendil. Sauron did that to Gil-galad and burnt him to a crisp while holding him in his hand in front of the army just to demoralize his opponents. So there's a little bit of a lore point for you, but yes, that's how it's captured in the rule. These guys, the team at Games Workshop has done a great job capturing the lore in the rules. Here's Sauron's spell list. You want to run through that real quick?
He has a plethora of spells. DCHL Devon has gone into depth on these before. They're amazing. Oh my goodness.
He's the biggest, meanest caster in the game, as he should be.
His casting values are insanely low. Drain, Courage, and Transfix going off on a 2+, which is insane considering an 18-inch range. Compel on a 3-up with an 18-inch range. Instill Fear, which is honestly useless in most situations, on a 3-up actually kind of makes it good. Chill Soul on a 4+ means he can just instantly cause a wound to anyone within 18 inches. And Sap Will on a 4-up actually makes it feasible. So
there's Sauron, big, nasty, Lord of the Rings, 400-point monster. Yes, he's a total monster. And he does have the monster keyword now, so he gets the normal monster brutal power attacks as well as being just a miserable unit to have to play against. Here's the Desolator of the North. This is Smaug. Ronan, you going to walk us through this one as well? Okay, little moments. Smaug is an army on his own. Here's his bonus. Well, he doesn't really have a bonus. And it actually says it that way, which is kind of funny. Smaug is a 1-unit army. Anything that he would get as an advantage is already in his profile. So, here we go. Smaug. Dragon, monster, infantry! Oh my goodness, Sauron likes that. He is a hero of legend. He's 700 points. Here's the stat line. Ronan, go ahead.
This isn't really important, but a side thing to note, he does have a 6-inch movement. So if he chooses not to fly, he can actually still run 3 inches through any difficult terrain or whatnot. Say it's like in a building or whatnot. Fight 8, 2-up shoot. That comes into play later with his Breathe Fire. Strength 9, Defense 9, 4 attacks, 5 attacks on the charge because of Monstrous Charge, 20 wounds, he is not gonna die. Courage 6, doesn't matter because he's fearless, 3 might, 6 will, and a free 1 per turn. There's not really a weakness in this stat line. Not really.
And war gear. Why would a dragon need war gear? He's just covered with sharp things. So he's fine with all his sharp things. Heroic Channeling, Strike, Strength, and Challenge, the same as Sauron. Neither of them are going to have any benefit from Challenge this game. Neither of them are going to have any benefit from Strength this game. It is interesting to see that he has that. Strike, he might actually need this time. Channeling, of course, he could do. Ancient Evil, so -1 Courage to everyone trying to charge him. Fearless, he doesn't care about Sauron's Ancient Evil rule. Fly gives him 12 inches. Resistant to Magic is going to help him big time this time around. And the Resistant to Magic rule was updated for those of you who have seen the old rules and the new rules, so he does not any longer have to use his will before he can benefit from the Resistant to Magic rule. He can roll a free dice to resist every turn.
And
which is going to help here.
We forgot to mention Sauron does have that rule as well, so
So the two of these guys are going to be casting against each other and resisting against each other. Causes terror. Sauron actually will have to take terror tests, but he's super high courage, so that shouldn't affect much. Breathe fire.
It is probably the fastest way to kill models in the new rule besides siege weapons. It's an 18-inch bow, so for all you people that love to hack the game and find little loopholes, you know, the Iron Hill Siege Ballista can actually stop this breathe fire on a roll of 5+.
Because it counts as a bow. Breathe fire acts as a bow. So we're hoping that'll get FAQ'd. It doesn't make any sense that this fire would be stopped.
It is the most broken thing ever, but it does.
It's not as broken as the Goblin King using a Strength 3 Goblin to knock over a Balrog.
I think they fixed that. I'm not sure, but this is nasty.
That. Yeah. So, breathe fire, anything within 18 inches. It acts like a bow in all respects. If the shot hits, the target and all friendlies within 2 inches suffer from the Set Ablaze special rule.
Instant strength 9 hit, except Smaug is nasty, so it's a strength 10 hit instantly, which should theoretically just slaughter any and everything it hits. This is Sauron's old chill soul on steroids. It is the nastiest thing you can imagine. You get hit with this. Ballista. Yeah, you get hit with this thing. It's like 8 dead dudes dead instantly.
Yeah, the funny thing about this rule, if Smaug's playing against an army, you're not going to do this much because you really want to get him into combat. In this game, this actually kind of helps, and he may just, sitting back and shooting at Sauron, it'll be interesting to see how this goes, but we'll try it out, and you'll see that in a moment. Cavalry models, the hit hits both the mount and the rider, excuse me, and any model that suffers a wound from the fiery death is immediately slain. So Desolator of the North gives him a free will per turn.
And he rerolls 1s to wound when striking dwarves, because that is huge in this game.
Sauron's dwarven past life.
Immovable objects. I just totally butchered that. Immovable object. He can never be knocked to the ground or otherwise moved against his will, and never backs away if he loses a fight. His opponents have to back away instead. This effectively means he can never be trapped, which is key when you are an army of 1 model.
Yeah, not relevant to this match, but it's a big deal in most games. Mystic Scale.
This is like...
Again, not relevant this match, but a big deal against archery armies.
This is the fastest way you can possibly kill Smaug. If you roll a 6 to hit with a shooting attack and make a successful wound, your weapon does a number of wounds equal to the strength of your weapon, meaning that Uruk-hai crossbows are probably the most effective way to kill Smaug.
If you had a whole army of Ents that could throw lots of rocks at strength 10, that could get interesting. But
yes, that too.
But they're not so happy with the fire, so we'll see. Alright, here we go. Unstoppable Momentum.
So effectively, he will get charge bonus against pretty much everything in the game and knock down everything in the game except for the Mumek of Harad, the Iron Hill's Chariot, and that's it. Furthermore, should Smaug choose to make a Barge Brutal Power attack, now this is where strategic players... like their lights just shine everywhere. Strength 9 hits to everyone in the combat when he barges.
So Smaug routinely will barge when you're fighting against infantry. He wants to be trapped. He wants to win the fight and barge and put
then
hits
jump
on everybody.
On one hero.
And then attack one hero and wreck it. Yeah.
So he can effectively make back like a third of his points in a single turn easily.
Which is kind of nasty. So magical powers: Transfix, Compel, Instill, Fear, and Sap Will. These are big deal spells against most things except Sauron. So we'll see how this goes.
And that's it.
That's it. And his casting range is appropriate, and his casting values are good, but no, not as good as Sauron's. So Smaug, the biggest infantry killer in the game. Sauron, the nastiest thing in the game. Smaug will give him a run. Let's have some fun with this run. Are we ready to roll some dice?
Absolutely. Putting the books down.
Just putting the books down. Keep them close.
I'm keeping them close. I'll just put them over here. I cannot find a space to put them. Our bench is full of crap. There we go.
Alright, so I'm going to slide the markers back out of the way here. We've got our almost but not quite 12 inches between them. Should we grab a measuring tape really quick?
Sure.
Here we go.
Normally I'm better at this.
Oh, it's good.
Boom.
There we go. 12 inches. Roll off some priority and see who's going to try to charge first. That was silly.
That was a waste.
Let's not get the 6s out just yet.
Yeah.
6 on me,
Keep
so I'm going first.
Crud. Actually, no, I want that. Okay.
Yep, I think you did want that, but you're not going to burn any might on something that silly when you got might for re-rolling your resurrections later. So, Smaug is going to take his free will and cast something interesting on Sauron. Let's transfix him so I can breathe fire on him. It doesn't take a will to breathe fire, does it?
It does.
It does take a will to breathe fire. Well, I'll try it anyway. Transfix on, was it 4 up?
3 up.
3 up. Gets a 6.
Ah, crud, why'd you have to do that?
So Smaug.
Well, I've got resistant to magic, so at least I'm getting a free one.
Do you use any core will on that just yet?
I will toss my other free one into that as well. So resistant to magic plus my one from Lord of the Rings. And
It's a
I'm
5.
not going to might that.
Not going to might it. So Smaug has successfully transfixed Sauron. That was with his free will this turn, so that's no loss off of Smaug. Now, do I charge you and try to knock you while you're transfixed? My fight value is higher at this point, isn't it?
No, my fight value is higher.
Oh, that's right, they changed transfix.
You just want to sit back and breathe fire.
So I'm breathing fire on you. Alright, so Smaug needs a 3 to hit.
2 to hit.
2 to hit.
What?
Oh my goodness. That's because I got a free transfix right there. There's dice karma for you. Alright, I failed to hit. I'm not going to might that. That was a costly turn.
Priority. Well, it didn't cost either
Didn't
of us
cost anything. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, 4. Free will will transfix again.
You're a turd.
Goes off on a 4.
I will again use the 2 freeze. Oh, what is
Fails, and Sauron is transfixed again. Look at that. Alright, so Smaug has used one of his store will last turn when he breathed fire. He's going to use another one this turn and breathe fire again, and he's not going to roll a 1 this time. Alright, here we go. Breathing fire. Hits him. What do I need to wound?
4.
There's the 4.
So
Puts a wound
Sauron-
on Sauron, who has no fate. He instantly dies.
Boom! But I have a ring. So,
Because he just doesn't like to die.
and he's not dead.
Does not roll a 1, so Sauron undies. Yes, that's what it's like to play against Sauron. Alright, priority.
Move, Sauron. There we go.
Sauron gets to go first.
Full 6-inch charge. Let's go. And he's going to
Cast
toss
something.
his free one plus one of his additional ones into Smaug to
What are you going to
transfix.
cast? Transfixing Smaug this time.
Transfixing Smaug, yes. Goes off on a 2.
Okay, I'm going to resist for free with resistant to magic. Gets the 2 and resists. Now I'm going to spend a real point of might and breathe fire again.
You mean
Hits.
Will.
Of will. I said might, I meant will. Thank you. What is that? That is a 2.
That is
not
no
a
wound.
wound. So breathe fire takes this 4 down to a 3 will in the store. Where's 3? There we go.
But Sauron is in fact set ablaze.
Oh,
which
so you
means
take a
that
strength 9 hit anyway.
Strength 5 hit. The strength 10 is instead of the
Strength
strength
10
9.
happened at the beginning. There we go.
Oh,
Strength
really? Are you
5 hit
kidding me?
does it. Look at that.
And he's okay.
And he takes a wound, but he doesn't care. Because he's Sauron after all.
And now he is unset ablaze because he died and came back.
That's cheese. Alright, I have to light you up again. 2, I do not get priority. Sauron takes priority.
And terror test.
Will he pass his courage check?
He will. Oh, he does. Courage
Handily.
7.
Because he doesn't care anyway. Run around the base.
On the way in,
And
he's
poor
going-
little Bilbo is finding himself hiding at the feet of Sauron. That's got to be stressful, just saying.
And on the way in, Sauron will transfix on his free will and one of his additional store. No, yes. So 2
Choosing the
dice.
dice. Alright, here comes the dice. Does he
Really?
transfix?
That's on a 3.
On a 3, I'm going to resist with my free will. And resists.
Are you kidding me?
Alright, so my 4 dice to your 4 dice. I'm transfixed.
I have higher fight value.
And I'm not going to burn a might on this because I can't strike you. Anyway, you got a 6, so it doesn't matter what I roll. So Sauron is striking wounds at Smaug. Strength
Now-
9 or 10? What is
Strength
he?
8.
Strength 8,
Now
so he needs
here's
5s.
the debate. Do I grab Smaug by the neck
And
and
light him
set
on
the
fire.
fire drake on fire?
Can you imagine? Alright, holes in the rules. Let's just talk about cheese for a moment. Sauron's rule says infantry. Smaug is, in his keyword list, an infantry. So Sauron can hold the fire drake of the north by the neck and light him ablaze because he's an infantry. So here's the rules. If we play rules by the letter, which we do if we're at tournaments, then Smaug can be set ablaze by Sauron. So we're going to do that just to show how stupid it is, and then we're going to say that that needs to be FAQ'd out, and we'll decide if we're going to undo that.
It is 1 strike at strength 8, so it needs a 5 to wound. And it does wound.
There's the 5. Smaug would take a wound and be set ablaze.
So, strength 9 hit needs 4s to wound. That's a goof.
That fails. But Smaug,
end
the
of
big
the
honking
turn.
dragon, is on fire.
And at the end of the turn, he takes a strength 5 hit, needing 6s.
Nope.
Oh, I wish I could. I'm not gonna might. I'm not gonna might that.
So if we just let that stand, there we go. That's a wound because he's burning from Sauron fire. How interesting is that? Priority. Now he backs away because Smaug is an immovable object.
I feel like we're just gonna bounce 1 inch back and forth.
Probably. We'll see how many times Sauron dies before he stays dead. 4. Smaug goes first. Smaug is going to cast Transfix. And maybe not. Smaug is not going to breathe fire. That would be in the shoot phase. So Smaug is going to charge, and he's fearless, so he doesn't care. Just grab this big, massive base and slide him in.
Okay.
Which means Smaug gets 5 dice this time, and this time he'll heroic strike because he can.
Ooh.
Burn a might. He goes down to 2 might so that he can outfight Sauron. Means my fight value is going to go up to at least matched. He's fight 10.
Okay.
3 plus his natural fight
So
8,
you
so
do
he's fight
actually
10.
have
So.
a higher fight value this time.
So this time I need a 6. You're gonna save your might for the ring, probably, right?
Absolutely.
There's a 6.
Oh, I got one too, because it
Actually,
matters.
there's a lot of 6s. That's an unfortunate time to get all my 6s out. All right, let's put a bunch of wounds on Sauron and see how many times we can kill him. That's 1 wound, 2 wound, 3 wound, 4 wounds. Sauron is 4 times over, dead again.
All right, ring roll 1, 2.
He gets a 2,
Ring
he
roll
does not
2.
die. 3, he undies again. 3, he undies again. 5, he undies again. Yes, that's what it's like fighting Sauron, even with Smaug. Priority.
And he is knocked prone. I do not want to dig through and grab a
That's
marker.
true. Well, so there he is. He's knocked prone. He's a tough model. I'll put him down. So here's 5 more strikes. Looking for 5 more wounds. That's 2 more wounds.
That is 1 more wound. He is D10.
Strength 9 to D10. Yeah.
And
I guess
that's a 2.
it. There we go. So 2. He does not die. Look at that.
Priority.
Priority. Here it is.
5.
5. So
That
that's
is
your
my-
priority this time.
Terror test.
Fail it.
Makes
Does
it.
Sauron ever fail a courage check?
Well, he's courage 7 with a free will. On the way in, he's going to transfix.
And fail it.
That
would be kind of funny, actually.
He was still set ablaze.
Oh, yeah. So take your set of blaze rolls.
Nope.
2. So there is no fire impact on Smaug.
And he will
Strength 5
transfix.
every turn. So while he's still, yeah. So here's the fire drake on fire. Doesn't care that he's on fire. He's strength 5 wounds every turn while he's still on fire, and of course strength 5 needs a 6 to be able to wound a defense 9 model.
Exactly. Yep. So I am going to transfix Smaug with one of my store and my free one again. And finally,
Goes
I
off
get a
on a
decent
6.
roll.
So Smaug, if he is transfixed on this, he's going to use a free one for sure. Do I burn another will on this?
You don't really care.
I
I've
don't
got to
think
do
I
a
really
lot of
care. Let's just
wounds.
take the free one. Almost gets it. Nope. That's the free will. He's going to save the 3 will in his store in case we need him for something exciting later.
Okay.
So we're transfixed. I've got 4 dice. You've got 4 dice. You're a higher fight value.
I get a 6.
I got a 6.
I'm striking regularly. I need 5. Strength 8 on D9.
Yep, needing
And
5.
nothing fancy I can do.
Let's keep the
Are
dice
you
on the
kidding
table.
me?
Not a wound. And that's what it's like fighting Smaug. Back away, Sauron. Priority. Yes, this could take a while. 5. Smaug gets priority.
Set ablaze. There's a wound.
Oh, we should have rolled that last turn, shouldn't we? All right, we're down off of 4 dice.
Officially done. 2
We have
wounds
3
to
dice
Smaug.
left. I move dice out of the way down there so I won't lose them. All right, so Smaug's turn first. Smaug's going to transfix on the way in this time.
Mm-hmm.
He can do anything else that's more interesting than transfix. He can compel, he
No.
can instill fear and try to make you run away. That's not going to work. So, transfix. Oh! Fails.
Free will
Smaug's
to
going to charge.
resist.
Smaug just goes. Bang. Here's 5 dice to yours. I'm going to heroic strike again. That's 2 might down to 1. Where's my 1? There it is. Because this is the only use he has for his might, basically, at this point.
I will let it stand.
Because you should. Here we go. Rolling lots and lots of dice.
I get a 6.
Smaug gets a 6.
Yep.
Here's the first set of strikes. That's a bunch of wounds.
That is 2
No,
wounds.
that's 2 wounds. All right, here's the next set of dice. Because you're knocked prone, so here comes another set.
3, 4,
3,
4.
4 wounds.
Ring roll 1. Ring roll 2. Ring roll 3.
Gets
Oh.
it. Oh, Sauron died. So there's his first might.
Ring roll.
Yay! Sauron died 3 times so far. So there's his second might. So Ronan has just flipped over the might count right here. Sauron is actually in trouble. Wow.
Don't worry, he will kill Smaug.
No, he's certainly going to try. Priority tied.
He gets
so,
priority.
Yep, Sauron takes priority.
Yeah, he's gonna kill Smaug with fire, and it's not gonna happen. Terror test makes it.
So Sauron gets up and
On the way
charges Smaug
in,
again.
he is going to transfix Smaug with free one.
On a 6. So not going to burn up will that I can't get a benefit from, but we'll give it a shot. Try to resist with the free will per turn. Nope. Smaug is transfixed. He will not be dealing wounds this turn.
Okay, 4 on 4 dice. Gets a 6.
Sauron wins.
Striking regular, need 5s. There's 1 wound. Sheesh.
1, 5.
You'd
So
think I could get
Sauron
more 5s.
has done 3 wounds to Smaug. We're down to 17 left. All right, priority. Oh, Sauron backs away again. Smaug goes first. He's going to transfix Sauron on the way in. Nope. He's going to charge because he's fearless. Bang. Going to spend his last might. Heroic strikes. He's going to roll at least a 2. There he goes. Fight 10. I should have rolled his last heroic strike, shouldn't I? Let's just double check that and make sure he would have. Yep, so there we go. His last heroic strike would have also been fight 10. 5 dice, needing 1/6 because he outfights Sauron this time.
Whoa!
Look at that. I got a 4 high.
Yeah.
So that is a totally fluffed dice roll. Sauron gets a 5. He's good. He actually wins this time. He's going to back away anyway.
He needs 5s to wound. There's
1 5?
1 more 5.
1 more 5. So Sauron is munching away slowly here. But he's trying his darndest.
End
All right.
of the turn.
Priority.
We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah. Do
properly
the strength 5 roll.
fire. Nope. That's a 5.
So, all right. Camera battery died. So we're back. Here's the second piece of the video. We're going to splice these together. Sauron had priority. Ronan, what's Sauron going to do?
He's going to spend his free one. Just his free one to transfix Smaug.
You might as well try. Goes off out of 5. Smaug's going to free resist. Nope. I should have burned an extra will. He's got 3 more to work with.
You should have burned his free one as well. But
Well, I did burn the 3 one.
well,
free
you
one,
sprint is resistant to magic. He didn't spend his free will.
Oh. All right. So I've got 1 more will. Oh, that's silly. I should have done the free will. Here, let's do that. We'll say I did the free will too. Because we're at home and we're playing friendly. Gets a 4. Still doesn't pass it.
And
So-
I should have done this before I moved, but terror. Oh, and he's way fine.
Yep.
Kaboom.
Even with the whole Harbinger of Evil thing, that's still going to work out. So we got 4 dice from Smaug, 4 dice from Sauron.
Gets
There's a
3.
What? 1 1 1 2. Look at that.
Sauron wins on a 3. And a
Smaug
cock
rolls
die.
1s.
So lots of 3s.
That's craziness. So Sauron backs off
Please.
because Smaug is immovable.
5s to wound. There's
1
this
wound.
is going so slow. Oh my goodness.
So we're down not very many wounds so far. What have we got? 5 wounds on Smaug out of 20. And he's got 15 to go. Inching away. Let's see. Priority.
That's
6.
Smaug's.
Smaug takes priority.
Before we forget, well, I've already forgotten what it's called. Set ablaze.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Does not do any damage. So, yeah, this silly rule, set ablaze. Smaug is still on fire, as if he wasn't on fire anyway. But he's going to spend a free will. And an extra to transfix Sauron. He'll save the extra. Free will. Transfixing Sauron on a 3. Goes off on a 5.
Sauron will spend his resistant to magic plus his free will.
Yeah,
that
we
he has
haven't been
from Lord
rolling
of
the
Rings.
resistant to magic properly.
So 5. There it is.
Gets his 5. Successfully resists. So we're just going to keep transfixing each other. This time, Smaug charges in. Bang.
Oh boy.
All right, 5 dice on Sauron's 4. Gets a 5 high.
Gets a 6.
And Smaug has spent all of his will. His might. So Smaug does not win. Sauron does not get knocked prone.
5s to wound. There's 2.
2
I'm
wounds
doing
this
better.
time. So we're getting down into not quite as many dice worth of wounds left on Smaug. But here we go. Priority.
3.
4.
Dah.
This time he's going to use his free one and 1 from his store to transfix again. On a 6. Oh, jeepers. I needed the 6s last time. All right, Sauron. Resistant to magic. What are you going to do?
He's at least spending resistant to magic and the one from
And his
Lord of the
free one.
Rings.
Might as well.
He will.
Is he going to do any more than that? He's got 3 left on that tracker over there. Do it.
Yeah.
So he's going to take 3 dice and try to get a 6 out of this.
Duh.
Fails. Sauron is transfixed. Smaug charges. All right, Sauron. Eat some Smaug.
Get a
Here
6.
comes 5 dice.
Get a 6.
Oh, don't hit me with your dice.
There's a 5.
There's a 5. Oh my goodness. So there's all kinds of 6s and 1s out of Smaug.
Here's the debate.
So Sauron is knocked prone.
Wait. Does Sauron spend his final might
Ooh.
to win the fight,
He has 1 left.
or save it for
to
ring
resurrect.
rolls?
You've got an awful lot of wounds left to go through, Smaug.
But if you win the fight, you'll need 5s to wound on 10 dice.
That's true.
And I can only make so many ring saves.
This is going to happen again before the rest of Smaug's wounds get you.
I'm not going to take a chance. I'm just going to win that fight.
All right, so he burns his last might. Sauron wins the fight, but being transfixed, he does nothing else. So, that's the end of that fight. Priority. Oops. There's
That's mine.
5s, so that means priority goes to Sauron this turn.
He is going to take this up another notch, I think, and he's going to chill soul Smaug.
3 dice.
Free 1 plus 1 from his store.
Goes off on a 5. Smaug is resistant to magic and uses his free will and 1 from his store. Why not? So he's down to 1 will left. Needing a 5. What? So Chill Soul hits Smaug. What's that do? He didn't channel
He
it.
just straight up takes a wound.
Yeah, so 1 wound. We're down to 2 dice worth of wounds left on Smaug. He's got 12.
And terror test. I keep forgetting to do this.
Well, yeah,
That's
no
good.
kidding. Okay, so here's Smaug's last turn. Smaug's
Well,
fearless.
Smaug's fearless.
All right, so you make your charge.
All right, 4 and
4 dice from Smaug. 4 dice on Sauron. Smaug gets 6s, but he does not knock you prone. He just beats you. Smaug beats Sauron. Here's 4 dice at strength 10, needing 4s.
Strength 9.
Strength 9.
5s.
Still need 5s because your defense 9 or 10.
I'm defense 10.
There's a 5. So that's 1 wound on Sauron. Kills him again. Sauron,
What?
Sauron is dead, and he has no might. Sauron is dead. He's dead. Oh my goodness. There you go. It happened. Smaug killed Sauron. Are you weeping?
Not exactly.
And Smaug has 12 wounds to go. Sauron has done some damage, but Smaug is a beast. Takes a long time to work your way through him, apparently. All right, there we go. The contest of champions here. We have a new champion. Sauron has been defeated.
Well, I'm blaming that on a 300-point advantage. If I had had 24 orcs plus a shaman, things might have
Smaug
been a
would have
little
been
different.
barging and killing everything else instead of being so focused on Sauron. But I think turn 1, Smaug lighting Sauron on fire and just destroying him, and having him run out of all of his wounds in the first turn, and then having to continually resurrect himself. There's no other way Smaug would have played this fight. That was definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing more to say. Yeah, that was definitely going to happen. And after that, it's just a grind fest, and eventually Sauron's going to roll some 1s. He's got Smaug against him, for crying out loud. He's going to take wounds.
Well, if he didn't consistently roll his 6s to win the fight, then he was done. Having the high fight value was definitely nice, because I think I won like
A lot of fights.
A lot of fights on fight value.
Well, you got 8 wounds on Smaug, who is not easy to wound. So clearly you won some fights.
And to set him on fire.
Which is kind of cheesy. Yes, Smaug is still on fire.
Fire.
The end of the
No.
match. Nope. It doesn't take the last one. All right, that's it for this match. Smaug over Sauron. We'll have to play this again on our own time and just see what happens. And poor little Bilbo is so relieved that after all of that, there is no more Sauron chasing him down, and he can finally just go home to Hobbiton. He can put the ring back on now. Look at that. All right, thanks so much for watching Michael Vannon. We will see you again in the next episode of Monster Mash. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.